Good morning, everybody. I had something pretty serious and pretty important. This may not be a lot of new news to a lot of people that can see, but I'm going to connect the dots for those who are having trouble putting this together. Now, I've got a lot of stuff written down on my tablet here because I can't remember it all to try to put it all together, because I'm going to tell you what, when you start following this stuff these crooked Democrats have done, man, it'll break a snake's back. It twists and turns so much. So, where do I start and how do I start? Okay. COVID. During the Obama administration, now Barack Obama was the first person they put in office, the Dems put in office, by way of stealing elections. That's my opinion. Based off the things I see and I know, he's the first person, because nobody knew who he was, and all of a sudden he walked in there and walked right past every single person became president. Now, he's the first one they put in office. Okay? And we know all the treasonous things he was doing in there, and we're fixing to cover a lot of it. We're going to talk about COVID and Fauci and everything for just a minute, because we're adding to that list. And brother, Fauci is on that damn list, and I might put that little son of a bitch at the top after pleading the fifth 111 times and thumbing his nose at the American citizens and like, well, I've got a pardon from the president. You can't touch me. Bullshit. We the American people can fucking touch you, little boy. We're going to get you. We're going to hold you accountable for what you have done to all of us. Barack Obama, while he was in office, COVID was made or tested or done whatever to in a lab in Wuhan, China. And we have all the evidence to know about it, and to know who knew about it and when they knew about it. The next person to go in office after Obama left was supposed to be Hillary Clinton. They had the steel laid out, but it was by the grace of God that they didn't get her in there. Because y'all all remember when Hillary Clinton lost that night, when they told her she was in her room, wherever she was, with all these people that were there with her, wherever that town hall, whatever she was in. And she just, when she heard it, she started screaming, "What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?" Well, now that was an odd statement for somebody to make. You know, you might make a statement, "I can't believe I lost, I can't believe I lost, I can't believe he won." But no, her statement was, "What the fuck happened?" Because they knew what was supposed to happen. She was supposed to have been placed in there. Now, y'all follow me here. They created COVID with Obama in there and turned it loose on us. And it all came about at just about the time he's leaving office and she's supposed to come in office. And they started talking about the 15-minute cities where you can only go 15 minutes from your town. You can't be out on the road. You can't this. You can't that. They were saying, because we don't want this to spread. Well, the thing is, we know now, we have the proof, we have the facts. They spread it everywhere before we even knew it was here. They didn't just release it in one part of this country. They spread this shit all over the country for every one of us to have. I had it so bad, it was terrible, but luckily I have a very good immune system. Thank God for protecting me from it. I owe it to God for protecting me from COVID. But they've spread this all over to give us this COVID, okay? After they manufactured it. Now, Hillary Clinton was supposed to get in office. Well, she didn't. Now their plans are all messed up. Now they got to start figuring what to do, where, and how. We got Trump in there. We can't have him in here because we got this whole other plan laid out. And I'm fixing to show you their plan, how treasonous they've been to us. Their whole plan was to shut this country down and turn us into a communist country. Their whole plan was to shut us down and control us completely with whatever fear they had. And when they done the first shutdown with COVID, that was the run. That was the trial run. Now, had Hillary gotten in there, now this is my opinion, based off of what I've seen and what they're doing and what I'm fixing to tell you now. Had Hillary got in there, she would have said, well, look, people, I want to save everybody. And so, I love y'all so much, I'm just going to make everybody stay at home. And we're just going to end this country. That was what their whole plan was to take us out. But it wasn't going to be forever. They wanted us to just stay in one area. That's why all of your vehicles started coming up with this tracking devices and stuff in them. You know, they just recently had it in Congress where they were saying, by law, tracking devices have to be in all vehicles. And they passed it. The Democrats got enough to get it passed. They intended to have Hillary Clinton in there, and then after she left office in 8 years, they would put somebody else in there. Now they've got all the tracking devices in our vehicles. They've got all the flock cameras put out because we just started seeing them all come out. See, this was laid out during the flock camera issue was laid out during the Biden administration and in the Obama administration. Y'all remember when Trump said, listen, they're not after me, being Donald Trump. He said, they're after you. I'm just standing in their way. He literally was the only thing standing in the way of them getting this done. Now, with them having flock cameras everywhere, they can read our license plates and tell who's where and when. And with them tracking devices in your vehicle, that allows them to turn it off. The technology they're putting in your vehicles today that has cameras looking at you that can read your facial expression. I'm not making this up, y'all. Read your facial expressions. Look at your retinas in your eye. Tell if you're stressed or not. And it will not let your vehicle crank up. I kid you not. Look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. Now, why did we go all these time with all these vehicles and we're okay, and then all of a sudden they need to put all this stuff in there? It's because they were laying the groundwork to take control of this country and take it from us and keep it for their greedy, treasonous asses. Now, this is a fact. That's why they did what they did with the DEF, the diesel exhaust fluid with the diesel. They said it's for the environment, to keep the environment clean and stuff. No, it wasn't. It was to destroy manufacturing. It's what it was for. Because that stuff completely destroys diesel engines. And then if you try to work on your engine and you tried to bypass that or something, they sent you to prison. Donald Trump just had to pardon several old boys that got sent to prison for working on vehicles and trying to help Americans work on their vehicles. Y'all starting to get this picture of how hard they were putting in all these control systems to control us. Well, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And to be a fact, Zuckerberg, the Biden administration, top officials is what it says. Top officials from the Biden administration came to Mark Zuckerberg and told him to censor anybody saying anything about COVID. Shut them down. Delete their accounts. We live in a country that you're allowed to have free speech. And these radical idiots on the left and this new DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, they can stand up and have rallies against Donald Trump where they're acting like they're animals and stuff like that, literally acting like cats and meowing and hissing and stuff like that, because they have freedom of speech. Yet if we get on Facebook and we were talking back then about anything about COVID, we were silenced instantly. Now y'all let that sink in for a minute. They just took your voice right then and there. Y'all think about that for just a minute. They were silencing us, and we all know they were. And one thing I can say about Zuckerberg, and I appreciate him for doing this, is he said, you know, I knew I was wrong the day I saw Donald Trump get shot when it hit him in the ear. And that man stood up and he held his fist up and he said, fight, fight, fight. Zuckerberg said, man, that moved me. He said, I knew I was wrong. He said, I knew I had to do the right thing. And so he did. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, he's a snake in the grass. Everybody's got an opinion about everything, okay? I'm just telling you what the facts were. They took our voice. And anywhere else you try to say anything, like, for example, YouTube right now, you say certain words, you're banned from YouTube completely. I mean, we see what Twitter did to Donald Trump. They shut the President of the United States' voice down. Well, we're just going to shut him down because we can. No, that all came from the radical left, from the Biden administration, putting pressure on powers that be and these social media entities. And folks, social media is America's voice. Social media is the world's voice. And when you censor people in that, you're taking their voice away. So already I've showed you where they've taken our freedoms away. Let me say this. They took family and friends from us. We had, I don't know how many million people died from this fucking COVID that they released on us. I have friends that are still to this day, I love you, Daphne, you're a great girl, to this day has problems from the COVID they caught. So the first things they did to us, they tried to take us out and didn't care who lost friends and family and who lost their lives. Then they took our freedom away from us by telling us we had to stay inside and couldn't go anywhere, and tried to get the 15-minute cities established. For crying out loud, I went into a Walmart one day during all this because I needed whatever I needed. And I don't like going in that place, but I had to. They had a guy that was probably 450 pounds sitting at the front door. He was security. He gonna stop everybody that ain't doing right. And they got arrows on the floor to go in this place and follow it around in the store. And you're supposed to stay 6 feet apart, and all you can do is follow that arrow and go through the complete store and then get up to the register. Even if you needed one thing, you were supposed to follow everybody through it. And the line was backed up, and I just needed something. I thought, you know what, this is bull. Because I knew this was manufactured against us. So I went in and got what I needed, went to self-checkout, checked it out, and started leaving, receipt in hand. And they had their fools come up to me, hey man, you got to put that back and leave. Well, I paid for this, and I got my receipt. I'm going out the door with it right now. No, we're not letting you out. And I said, brother, I got my receipt right here, and my truck is parked right out there. You want to start something? You better make sure it's finished before I get that truck, because things going to get real bad if I get that truck. And I turned and walked off, and that big old 450-pound dude, he's like, wait, you can't do that. I told you to do this. So you see what I'm saying? They were trying to put us in a line, in a conveyor belt, and make us bow to their will. And they'll find people like that 450-pound man that has nothing in his life and tell him, I'm going to give you a position of power. Oh, he's all hungry for that power now. He's going to make it work. So y'all see what they were doing to us. And I know a lot of you seen this for a long time. But I'm getting to something in just a minute. So y'all see how they're taking our freedoms. Let me put my glasses on and look at this real quick, because I want to keep this going right. Okay. Fetterman. He's a Democrat up in D.C. He himself said, let's see how they did it. He himself said, and I don't remember the exact words, so don't quote me on this. He said something to the effect of this. They knew and he's being they, the Democrat Party. Fetterman said this. He's a Democrat. He's changing to Republican now because he cannot stand what they've become. He said that Fetterman said they knew, being the Democrat Party, that COVID came from a Wuhan lab in China. So there's your proof. The Democrats knew this came from there. And I'm telling you right now, it is my opinion, because I don't have the article in front of me to show for fact, but we can all see very clearly, if we connect these dots, there is no way, if not all, at least the high up parties in the Democratic Party, they knew this was all being released upon us. And they knew what the outcome would be. And they knew they were going to put Hillary Clinton in there, because it was the end of Obama's term, almost, when this came out. And they knew Hillary was going to be in there. And they knew she has no morals and values and would have been the axe to us all. They knew this. Fetterman proved it when he said what he said. That was one of their own boys. Like that old saying, old Sammy D. Sam said, well, that's one of our boys. It was one of their boys that told us this. All right? So we're starting to get this picture of how they knew and when they knew. Fauci. I got to tell y'all something. When Fauci first stood up there, when President Trump was in there and this was going out of control, I thought, well, here we got a guy that's trying to show us what's going on and is for the people. But they pulled the wool over my eyes, because I didn't know then what I know now. Fauci knew about every bit of this. This is my opinion. There are documentations that show it, but I'm fixing to tell you my opinion. He knew the entire time, because he was part of this. They needed a doctor to stand up. Y'all remember all they were saying? Y'all don't listen to anybody what they're saying and talking about. Y'all just listen to science. Don't listen to anything but science. Now, Dr. Fauci tell the people the science. Y'all remember that? Dr. Fauci gonna tell us all the science about this terrible bug that's killing our friends and family members and maiming and hurting so many more. Now, once again, all the powers that be said, y'all don't listen to, and all the Democrats were standing up saying this, y'all don't listen to any of this crazy, radical, right-wing conspiracy theorists, is what they called us. Said, y'all don't listen to none of them. Y'all, and this is their word, y'all listen to the science. The science will tell you. Well, I'm a man of science. Okay, give me the science. Well, where I messed up was, I gave Dr. Fauci the benefit of the doubt and took him at his word when I shouldn't have. But he's a doctor, and he's standing there by President Trump at the time. And no, before anybody says it, well, it's because Trump was part of it. No, it wasn't. Trump had no idea about this. This stuff was designed in the Obama administration and released in the Obama administration. Hillary Clinton was supposed to get in there and finish us off. By the grace of God, Donald Trump got in there. And in my opinion, it's divine appointment that put Donald Trump in there. So now Dr. Fauci is standing up there telling us the science about all this. We're listening to him. Now listen, they're telling everybody to wear these masks. And then you look at the science of those masks, and it's very clearly, it will not stop the COVID virus. It will not stop it. Yet they still told us to wear them all the time, or else. Was that because they were worried about our well-being? No. It was to see what they can do and get away with and control us. That's what the masks were about. Dr. Fauci The little Weasley son of a bitch said in Congress the other day, 100, or the Senate, wherever he was at, 111 times he pleaded the fifth. 111 times. Senator Hawley even asked him, said, I see where this is going, Dr. Fauci. He said, just answer this question for me. What color is your tie you have on? Dr. Fauci, once again, pleaded the fifth. Hawley said, yeah, I see where this is going. He said, Dr. Fauci, tell me what color is the carpet in front of you? Dr. Fauci pleaded the fifth again. He's got a team of lawyers behind him. One of them had to be thrown out, but Rand Paul. He's got a team of lawyers sitting behind him. And Josh Hawley even told him, he said, Fauci, he said, I understand. You ain't got to worry about anything. He said, Biden has already given you a pardon. And Fauci's sitting back there with that smug look on his face. I've got a pardon. The music stopped. I've got a chair. You're the one left standing. And the one left standing was the American people. And Dr. Fauci thinks he's above the law because he's got that fake presidential pardon from Joe Biden. Well, let me tell you something. When October 17th comes in and we sit down, one of our demands is going to be that Dr. Fauci stand trial in a military trial. He will be held accountable. And I'll get to more of that in a minute. The Democrats very clearly manufactured this terrible disease. I call it a disease, bug, flu, whatever you want to call it, COVID. They manufactured it and released it on us to try to gain control of America. There's no other way to put it but that. With that being said, that is treason. Every single Democrat or Republican that knew this was being manufactured to be released on the American citizens are now on this list. And we demand, the American people, we demand that every single one of them be arrested, locked up, held without bond, and put forth in front of a military trial. Now, for those of y'all that are saying, well, how do we get to the military trials? How to this, how to that? Well, when it comes down to time that we shut the money flow off on October 17th when we shut down, and we give our list of demands, they will be escorted to the military trials. If they are not, and we have to go to Plan B, we the people of the United States of America, treason has been committed, the most high crimes of treason has been committed against all of us. Attempted murder to every American citizen by our governing body, the Democrats. It is our responsibility and our duty to stand up and take this country back and make it the great country it once was. We have that right. We have that constitutional right. We have that ability and we have that authority, and by what God says, that is what we should do. We will take this country back, and we will hold them all accountable. We will remain law-abiding. We will abide by the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution says when they do these things to us, we must stand up against them. We have that right. So we will abide by the Constitution. We will abide by the laws of our Bible and the laws of this land. And the laws that are on the book that are just, we will abide by. And if they don't take them to a military court, we will convene our own court. We will appoint a ex-military veteran to be a judge. We will appoint an ex-military veteran to be the prosecutor. We will appoint an ex-military veteran to be a lawyer for the defendant. And we will hold them accountable for what they've done. Every single one of them. When we take our country back, make no mistake, when we get our country back, and we are getting it back, we will hold every single stinking one of them that committed this highest crime against us. We will hold them accountable. every person that died, we will hold them for murder. Every single person that went to the hospital and remains hurt or maimed from this, we will hold them accountable for attempted murder. For every single person that got sick from this, we will hold them accountable for that and try them for it. And we will also hold them all accountable and try every one of them for treason. I'm not kidding. That's what we will do. We will appoint fair, unbiased judge. We will appoint a fair, unbiased prosecutor. We will appoint fair, unbiased attorneys. And we will do this legally. But we will convene our own court if they do not hold them accountable in military court. That is our duty. That is our responsibility as Americans to protect our country and to protect our countrymen. And whatever law is on the book, if you are found guilty of treason in a court of law, how that punishment says you are to be handled is exactly how that sentence will be carried out. If it says life in prison with no light bulb in your cell, that's what you get. If it says the gallows, that will be what you get. These laws were made long before me, but we're going to hold every one that's part of this COVID that took over this country, that tried to destroy us all. We're going to hold you all accountable. Y'all make no mistake, October 17th is y'all's last day running free. And we're going to try it for 30 days to get the government involved, to get the good guys on our side, the white hats. And that's the reason they wear white hats and not black hats. So if there's gunplay, we know who the good guys are. That's from old John Wayne movie. But anyway, we're going to give you 30 days to begin with. And we're going to shut this country down to show y'all we're taking it back. If the government does not come to us and say, yes, this is what we will do, we will hold them accountable by what laws are on the books and by the laws that we know they have broken, and all the evidence that we have that's been presented by our President of the United States, we're going to hold them accountable. Y'all go back to work. Y'all watch us. We're going to appoint a special counsel, a team to get this started, and we're going to start locking them up today. Now, when we see that happen and we start seeing them all get locked up, we'll go back to work and open the country back up. Till then, we won't. But make no mistake. I know you boys in D.C. pay attention to this. Make no mistake. We're going to give 30 days at first. If we have to, we'll go 90 days. Don't make us go to Plan B. Because Plan B isn't something anybody wants. And as my old dad used to say, Katie, bar the door. Because Plan B is not something you want. Because when you get 10 million hard-hitting son of a bitches come knocking on your door, I hope you're wearing Depend undergarments. Now, back to this for a second. Let me put my glasses back on and see what else I got on here. Yeah, this was supposed to have been our chains. Yeah, COVID was supposed to have been our chains to lock us down. And see, you look at any socialist, communist-controlled country, all of the money and power is controlled by a certain elite group of folks at the high up in their government. All the citizens are merely slaves, spokes in a wheel. And that's what they were wanting us to be. And that's what they tried to do. And so many people, actually it's because so many of us are just too good-natured to buck the system, say, well, we're going to listen to our government. We're going to, surely they got our best interests at heart. Well, that's where I was wrong, for one. I'm not going to say we were all wrong, but I was wrong for that. Because I've had to learn since they killed Charlie Kirk. I've had to learn, Chris, you got to quit giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. Because remember, it was people that beat Jesus, nailed him to a cross, stood there sipping their cold water, watching him take his last breath. So we can't take it for granted that surely they've got our best interests at heart. From now on, like the old boys from Missouri, show me before I give you the benefit of the doubt. Y'all, there's the last point on this right here. January 6th, the insurrection. I still have saved to my phone. Actually, I took it off my phone and put it on my computer so it can't be taken away. I still have a video on January 6th. When the Capitol Police, I've literally got this video. The Capitol Police literally moved the barricades, and you can see them on the video inviting the folks in. We have another Capitol Police officer open the door and let all these folks in. Now, were there a few old boys that wanted blood? I'm sure there were. But what did we find out? There are 180, I forget how many the number was, like 180 FBI agents in the crowd. And they were instigating it, is the information we've got now. That January 6th was staged. Y'all, by the way, y'all remember Tim Hoback, Brother Tim Hoback, that was in D.C. with me. Brother Hoback was there January 6th. And he seen what they did. And he told me, Chris, they set them up. And you can clearly watch that video. They were set up. They were pawns. They were used to try to set Trump up. And Pelosi was behind it. And we have that. All of that. Proof of that now. So every bit of this, from January 6th to COVID, all the stolen election, all the election interference, in my opinion, based on the facts that I have, is all treason committed against every American citizen in this United States of America. So let me get real clear here about something, y'all. First, I want to say this to Brother Trump. Donald Trump, we love you, man. Let me get my chair comfortable here because I'm fixing to go on a little rant for a minute. Brother Trump, we love you. We know you're a good man. I back you 100%. I would do anything I can to help you in any way I can. I'm just a citizen. I know you're the president, but brother, I'm for you 100%. And make no mistake before I say what I'm fixing to say. Everybody understand this. I, Chris Britton, and all of the Republic regulators, that's anybody that follows me, is a Republic regulator. We started this when we started the American Voice. But it became more than just our voice. Now it's the regulators, because now we have to act, and now we have to actually get something done. Okay? So make no mistake. We, the Republican regulators, not Republican, Republic regulators, are 100% law-abiding. We are law-abiding citizens. We are God-fearing Christian citizens. The majority of us, some folks have their free will to, that's their business. But we are law-abiding citizens. We back the Constitution of the United States 100% to the letter. We back the laws of our Bible 100%, the words of our Bible 100% to the letter. We back the laws of this land 100% to the letter. We are law abiding. We will remain law abiding. Y'all read in that Constitution, I'm not going to quote it, but y'all read in there where it gives us the right, when our government has gotten out of control and has committed crimes against us. And I have laid out all of this and showed y'all we know all the crimes y'all have committed against us. We've known it for a while. We have all the proof now. Proof positive these crimes have been committed against the United States of America and against us, the citizens of the United States of America. And based on the Constitution of the United States, that tells us we have the duty, the right, and the ability to hold them accountable. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Hold every single one of them accountable. We are organizing. We are law-abiding, organizing to do this the correct way. Now, there's no anything laid out in there that shows parameters of how we're able to do it. All it says is we can do it. And we must do it. So, first thing we're going to do, from the night the President of the United States stood up and showed us every bit of the proof, and he put it on a website, give us all the proof and the facts for us to fact check, of all the election they stole from us. They stole our vote. All the treason they committed against us. He gave us all that from the night he made that speech and gave us all this information. Proof positive. We the people, the Republican regulators, and the citizens of the United States of America have given the government 90 days. The end of 90 days is October 17th. We've given them 90 days to take every single one of these treasonous people that committed these crimes against us, arrest them and lock them up, hold them with no bond until they go to a military court. Now, if they do not get this done by October 17th, show us a good showing on October 17th, 2026, then we the people intend to shut this country down by way of staying home, not working, not spending a penny, to shut the billions, with a B, billions of dollars a day y'all take in from the backs of the hardworking American citizens. We're going to shut the money flow down and take our country back. And this is to show y'all we're serious. Now, once we shut this down, you contact me, Chris Britton, Republic regulators. Not Republican, I said it too, and people get it mistaken. Republic regulators. You contact me. You let me know we're arresting him. You get it out and show us you're arresting all of these people that have committed these crimes against us. All of this that I've laid out, all the murder charges from COVID that they've committed because they knew that COVID was built in the Wuhan lab and they turned it loose on us. That's murder on all of our countrymen we lost. All of these crimes they've committed against us, you will start locking them up. When you show us, you come to me and you say, Chris, we've seen what y'all wanting to do. We are locking these people up based off of the laws of this land. We are putting them in jail and they will get no bond and be held till court. When we see you're doing it and we see you're doing it on a big scale, then and only then will we go back to work and open this country back up. That's what we're trying on October 17th at noon. That's when we're going to start. If our demands aren't met, and they are reasonable demands, if these demands are not met, we will go to Plan B. And Plan B is 10 million hard-hitting motherfuckers knocking on your door. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. But I think you can understand where we're going. We will remain law-abiding in Plan A, and we will remain law-abiding in Plan B. In either plan, we do intend for every one of these people to be locked in jail and to be held accountable for their crimes they've committed against us. I don't care what loophole they put in. I don't care what fake pardon they've got. They will be held accountable. And make no mistake, Plan B has we the people's military court, or we the people will build a court ourselves and appoint judges, prosecutors, attorneys for the people. And we will, if we have to overtake a warehouse, I'm not going to say overtake, I'm sure there'll be people give us a warehouse and turn it into a jail to hold these treason son of bitches. That's what we'll do. But we will take every one of them into custody. We will follow our laws and put them through a court. And when they are found guilty, they will face the music and how their crime is to be carried out for their punishment. If they are found innocent, we will stand by and say, you have been found innocent, you are free to go. And we will release them according to the laws. If they are found innocent. Because we are law-abiding, and we will remain law-abiding. Because one thing we cannot have a nation like the new DSA wants, with no police, no military, and everybody running amok. We cannot have that. Because for crying out loud, you can't have a Taco Bell that doesn't have rule of law in it, because they go crazy and they throw food and bust windows and everything else in the damn Taco Bell. Y'all get on YouTube, you'll find a video. It's funny as heck. But you see what I'm saying? We must remain law-abiding at all times, and we will remain law-abiding at all times. But make no mistake, we are taking our country back. I would like to give you a time and date that says, just like Santa Anna, when Santa Anna was chasing Houston, they thought, boys, we got him running. They done took him out at Alamo. Hell, they got Crockett at the Alamo. They done got him down. They done got the dander up. They thought, boy, we got these fools running. We're just going to take them out. But what they didn't understand, Houston had a plan. I'm talking about Sam Houston, for those of y'all that don't know. And Houston led them where he wanted them. And when he got them in that valley, all our boys, well, that's our boys, they threw down on Santa Anna and his men. And like I said a while ago, when we come knocking on your door 10 million strong, I hope you're wearing a Depends undergarment, because you're going to need it. Because when old Houston got Santa Anna down at the end of his bayonet, Santa Anna's crying and peeing and crapping his pants as he's signing Texas over. So make no mistake, a man with nothing to lose and a man with a plan is a fucking problem, boys. I got nothing to lose. I've lived a life. As Jimmy Buffett says in one of his songs, some of it magic, some of it tragic, but I've had a good life anyway. And for my countrymen, I will take my last breath for my countrymen and my country proudly. And I know there's 20 million hard-hitting son of a bitches just like me that are ready to do it too. So with that being said, make no mistake, we are taking our country back. And we will turn it back into the great, God-fearing, good country it used to be. And that's the way it will remain. Brother Trump, I want you to understand this. You're a good man. You're a great president. In my personal opinion, you are the best president we've ever had. I love you, brother. I believe, in my opinion, you were placed in the position of power you have by God himself. That's my opinion. And I think you have that same opinion. I want you to know the day they shot you in Pennsylvania, my 244s, I got so mad I wanted to load them. I took my Bowie knife and I inscribed in the handle of one, I inscribed wrath, and in the handle of the other one. It's kind of emotional thinking about this. And in the handle of the other one, I inscribed the word hell. And I wanted to let them boys feel wrath. and hell will follow for what they did to you. But I'm trying to live a right life, so I thought I can't do that. I've got to follow the laws, and I've got to be law-abiding, because I can't turn into what they are. And just like you stood up. You've been shocked. Everybody else would have tried to stay down, but not you, Mr. President. Hard to say. That was hard to watch you get hit that day. But you stood up. You were a man. You stood up. And you did your job. At risk of taking another bullet, you stood up and you did your job. Brother, I have nothing but respect for you. And we back you 100%. So just know, this is nothing against you. This is for you. This is for our country. This is for our countrymen. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all. Brother Trump, God bless you. Stand tall.